mathematics, how to use chess to teach mathematics. For instance, a large part of geometry, arithmetics, or algebra can be taught through chess in a way that is very enjoyable for the students and efficient for the teachers. Our next speaker today is Rita Atkins, one of the world's leading specialists in chess and mathematics in the classroom. Her talk today is about two skills which are very connected to mathematics: solving problem skills and logical thinking. Rita, please be very welcome and go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Leandro. So I would like to talk to you about how to teach problem-solving skills through chess with an online tool called LogiqBoard. When we are teaching through chess, we are after enhancing 4 essential skills. These are critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity. So how can we do that? The best approach is game-based education. When we play games, we are doing our best. We are using our best skills because we want to win. There is also a lot of peer-to-peer learning taking place. Children teach each other while playing. And there is intrinsic motivation because we all love to play. So teachers can just sit back and relax and let children take care of their own learning. So what can we learn? We can learn chess, we can play chess variants, chess mini-games. We can also play other strategy games on the chessboard, and we can supplement these with exercises, investigations on the 8x8 board or the chessboard, and on smaller boards as well. So what tools do we need in the classroom to support game-based education? We simply need a physical chessboard, maybe one for each pair of children. Chess pieces, of course, are helpful, and we often use colored and numbered counters to supplement these. And in this age, online tools help, and I'd like to introduce you to one of these, the interactive shareable chessboard, LogiqBoard. Just a few words about the history of LogiqBoard. It was initially developed to create colorful board diagrams for an Erasmus project called Chess and Mathematics in Primary Schools. It's interactive because many people can join the same board, and they can play and cooperate, analyze games and positions together on the same board. This interactive feature was added during COVID when Chess Plus courses, these are online training courses run by a UK consultancy for teachers and chess coaches, they had to go online. We also used this interactive feature in another Erasmus project called 8x8, where we created a teacher's manual with 21 strategy games. Of course, these strategy games are also playable on LogiqBoard. So it's great for playing, collaborative problem solving, both online and in classroom settings. And now I'm going to show you a mini game, a strategy game, a couple of exercises, and an investigation that you can try out on LogiqBoard. So let's start with the mini game. I chose My Kingdom for a Horse, which is a mini game meant for younger children. There are 4 players in this game, 3 kings and a knight. The 3 kings cooperate to capture the knight. They move in turn before the knight moves. The knight seeks to escape and wins the game if survives a set number of moves, usually about 8. The kings move in turn before the knight moves. We can discuss with the students whether we want the kings to be placed as in chess, like not adjacent to each other, or we allow them to be next to each other. The kings cannot capture each other, and they are not allowed to stay in check. So in the first diagram, you see the starting position of the My Kingdom for a Horse game, and in the second diagram, the knight is already caught. Now for a strategy game, Breakthrough. Breakthrough is a pawn-like game. It was invented in 2000 by Dan Troika from the USA, originally meant for the 7x7 board, and we adjusted it to the 8x8 board. Each piece can move forward, straight, or diagonally, just one single square. Captures are also made diagonally, and they are not obligatory. The winner is the person who reaches the opposite side with the first piece. So on the left diagram, you see a starting position, and on the right diagram, you see a problem position. Here, white to move and win. So the winning move is a5. If you play a5 with white, black has two options. Black can either take on b5 or on a5. If it takes on b5, then we take on b6. And then we play to a7 or c7, and then we march in the next move. Similarly, if black takes on a5, then we play b6, and then in the same fashion, we go on to a7, c7, and win the game. A couple of exercises for you. This is the grazing knight. The knight would like to graze on green pasture without returning to the same square twice. He's very hungry, wants to eat grass in every square. So how should he proceed? The solution is depicted on the right-hand side. There are many ways to do it. This is a particularly easy exercise. Even younger children can do it, but you can make it a lot more difficult. For example, like this. This is not so simple. The exact same rules, and the knight has to jump into every square only once. If you also want to enhance children's creativity, then you make them into problem solvers themselves. You will also make them create these exercises themselves, and they will have to make sure that there is, of course, at least a single solution for each of their problems. You can use LogiqBoard to teach languages too. Here, two bishops cooperate and try and find some fruit in their garden. And the fruits they find are apple, pear, fig, and plum, of course, strictly in a diagonal fashion as the bishop moves. Or you can have rooks. Here, the rooks were looking to find little animals, and they found squirrel, bird, mole, and lizard. Another example for the knight. We'd like to learn a lesson about the knight here by jumping through every letter once on the board. And the message is a knight on the rim is dim. This exercise enhances critical thinking and communication skills as well. And last but not least, an investigation, Star Battle. This was created by Hans Enderbach in 2003. And this was also featured in the popular New York Times puzzles page. I like investigations because in investigations you can teach many problem-solving strategies to children. So quickly the rules. You've got 8 regions on the chessboard. The task is to play 8 kings on this chessboard so that there is a single king in each region, in each column, and in each row. And kings, just like in chess, are not allowed to be adjacent to one another. So let's try and enhance our critical thinking and creativity. A problem-solving strategy, find a good starting point. Here, a good starting point is go for smaller regions. So we're trying to place a king into one of the small regions. I chose G1 and G2. If we put the king on G2, then in the neighboring regions, the other king can only go to E2, but that's not possible because then you would have 2 kings on the same line. Hence, the first king must go to G1. Visualization is another important problem-solving strategy. So let's put a red cross everywhere where the king can't go. And now we try to find the second placement for the second king. Can't go to F3 because then on the yellow region above, there would be no free place for the king. So it has to go on E2. So I would go up to this point on a demonstration board with the children, and then I would let them maybe work in pairs or in small groups and completely exercise. And of course, you can repeat the problem for different board regions. You can let students design their own regions, making sure that there is definitely at least a single solution. You can make it easier for younger children if you give them a few king's placements before asking them to complete the exercise. You can also gamify this. The players can take turns to put a king on the board alternately, and whoever places the last king is the winner. And star battle can be played with other pieces, knights, bishops, and rooks. So what I've done is I created a LogiqBoard worksheet for you with all these exercises and games. So please take a look at that and use it in your own practice. Thank you for listening.